Well, the UN team that investigated the recent chemical weapons attack in Syria has finally submitted a report. But as mystery still surrounds the deadly attack, the West and its mainstream media have begun the blame game, once again accusing the Syrian government of being behind the carnage. Press TV takes a closer look at the UN report, which hints at the possibility of manipulation of evidence in militant-held areas. Well, to discuss that a bit further, and I joined with Pepe Escobar, who is the Asia Times online investigative journalist, and he's joining us live now via Skype from Bangkok. Pepe, thanks a lot for joining us. Now, the United States says it's sure the Syrian government carried out this chemical attack. Russia says the attack was falsified, and now the UN says the attack site may have been manipulated. What really is happening here?
Manipulation. In short, that's what's happening. The Americans have been saying from the beginning they had 99% certainty based on Israeli intel, which was probably compromised from the start. This is the intel that they have from Benny Gantz, Israeli IDF, passed to General Martin Dempsey of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. They stand by it. On the other hand, we have independent analysts from all over. Finnish guy Petri Kron, very, very serious analyst. Some others, like a reporter from AP, Dale Gavlak. Even myself, I wrote about this as well. The possibility of a false flag attack with kitchen sarin, which was apprehended in Iraq by the Iraqi Ministry of Defense 1 month before the attack in Ghouta, was probably transferred to Jabhat al-Nusra jihadis in Ghouta, and it was probably a false flag operation. This is not being investigated. How can the Americans, the French, and the British say they have 99% certainty? It's absolutely impossible. And this is part of a concerted effort by Washington, London, and Paris to derail the Geneva Agreement between Kerry and Lavrov even before it's being implemented, because they want a Chapter 7 UN Security Council resolution, which has the inbuilt possibility of launching a war against Syria in case of non-compliance. And they don't specify what kind of non-compliance would that be.
Pepe, Kerry keeps saying that Syria is not going to be like Iraq, that, that the U.S. administration is being very careful, is going through every detail. From what you're saying, though, this does seem very similar to Iraq, doesn't it?
Yes, it is. In fact, they want a resolution very, very similar. It's an Iraqi-style Chapter 7 inbuilt possibility of an attack resolution. It won't pass the UN Security Council. We already know that. Russia and China will veto it. And the Americans, the French, and the British, they know it. So it comes to probably it's going to be a two-step resolution. The only possibility to have a resolution now is to have a non-binding resolution. Later on, if there is a false flag, if the inspectors are attacked by the rebels, for instance, sniper fire, it already happened before, then everybody goes back to the UN Security Council and probably there will be a second resolution. But for the moment, there's no other way apart from a non-binding resolution.
So then, Pepe, how does this affect the situation on the ground in Syria then?
Well, in fact, nothing, because House of Saud, the Turks, logistical support, the Israelis have people on the ground as well. Qatari special forces, they're still there on the ground. The weaponizing of the so-called rebels, which is basically myriads of gangs, opportunists, criminals, bandits, and foreign mercenary jihadis, in fact, goes on unabated. The people who are being trained in Jordan by the CIA, they already crossed the border. They are already near Damascus. And the so-called non-lethal weaponizing, according to the Obama administration, it has already started. So the weapons are flowing, and the rebels are being reconstituted all over, from the Jordanian-Syrian border to the Turkish-Syrian border and to the outskirts of Damascus as well. These people who want war, they won't give up. It's simple as that.
Okay, Pepe, we'll have to leave it there for now, but of course we do appreciate your insight. That was Pepe Escobar, Asia Times online investigative journalist, speaking to us live via Skype from Bangkok.